The beginning of the week does throw us some plot twists. Venus does come to meet Uranus in a square. Squares are tensions. So, and Uranus is the disruptor, the sudden changes, surprises that we don't see coming. Venus is our relationships, our routines. What makes us feel settled? What brings us the self-love, self-care? And it throwing us off can feel a little unsettling in the moment, but it actually can open up new patterns or new possibilities to look at on how to get back into our groove without spiraling out, which is helpful. And sometimes squares, that's what squares can be used for. You know, it doesn't feel comfortable, but at the time, but after the fact, we're like, oh, that opened up a new thought, a new pattern, a new way of looking at it, a new way of handling it. Moving a little bit further into the week, we come into our new moon in Cancer, the sign what is ruled by the moon. So it is a nurturing, it's a coming home, what bringing us back into ourselves. How do we nurture ourselves? Which brings us back to the unsettled business or the unsettling that Uranus can throw at us, or like everything else has been thrown at us for a while now. We're learning to reestablish ourselves so we can get back on track easier, because a lot of times when we get sent off there, you know, sometimes we take the long road back. This may open up the new seeds that we can plant in this nourishing, rich, beautiful new moon that will help us move forward constructively in nurturing in an easier way that just brings more comfort and, you know, makes us feel more stable and settled and safe. And because, you know, the moon is, you know, our safety, our emotional security, and that will help us. By midweek, we have more encouragement. We have the moon that is going to be in Leo. It's going to sextile Mars. And this gives us, the moon is our emotions, Mars being our action. They are working together, holding hands and moving forward. And the Leo part is our confidence, our courage. So the moon, our emotions, we're feeling stronger to whatever we've been thinking about, maybe we're working or finding new perspectives on things that have been a little bit unstable. This is going to give us the courage to emotionally feel confident enough to take action on it, to move, to walk our talk, or even walk our thought. If we haven't had a chance to even, you know, communicate that to anyone or anything, at least now we can move forward in a more confident way and feeling emotionally in sync with our actions. We're doing the right things, we're feeling the right way, and it's definitely a booster for if things have felt, you know, uncertain, and there can be some clarity there. By Friday, the moon moves into Virgo, and it meets up with Venus. Moon in Virgo can be a little bit, it's about the small things, about the details. Venus is our love, our relationship. So it's not about the grandiosity of things. It's about the little things, but not the nitpicky things. We don't want to be nitpicky about what's all going wrong. We want to look at the things that like are going right as well. You know, and if you have to, you know, talk about things that maybe need some adjustments, that's a good time to do it. But the way we do it now that it's sitting with Venus is in a more harmonizing, it's more receptive, and it would be in a more like loving manner. So the way to work with that would be not to be too critical, to watch for that to come up. You know, if you're feeling that it's maybe you're overbearing or something, take a minute and then think about what's good, you know, what is working. And then, you know, you can parse out the two, make the list, pros, cons, and then make your comparisons and then your bullet points of what, if you have to address something, address that. And, but don't forget to add in, you know, the good stuff too. So Saturday we come where Uranus trines Pluto in retrograde, and we are still breaking those old patterns. And we are, you might realizing like the old, you're outgrowing the old mindset. You know, the more it comes up, the more practice we have at realizing, yeah, these old mindsets are not working anymore for us, for me, for you. And it makes space for new ideas, new thoughts, new perspectives that are beneficial and positive towards our growth for going forward. And that leads us into Sunday, where Mars comes to sextile Saturn. And that's our actions going into structuring our actions. So it's things that are going to be set. So that'll be set in, Saturn is the building of long-term growth. So the actions that we take being positive and for the betterment of ourselves and our future. We have Saturn there holding Mars's hand going, yeah, this is the way to go. Plant them, put the seed, put it in here. I'm going to pour the concrete. And then, we can go from there. Saturn is the karma part. So keep it on the light side. And things really do work out. And I hope you have a great week. I hope this was helpful. And I will see you next week.